Hello, Taurus. This is your tarot prediction for May 2017. But before we go to your prediction, Taurus, I would like to invite you to donate to my channel through PayPal, which is dunyazade@gmail.com, if you feel so inclined. I don't know if you know what's going on YouTube lately. The revenue that we get from the ads are like plummeting. So if you like my channel, if you like my content, if you'd like to donate, any amount is fine, even 10 cents. I'll be really happy if you do so. Another way for you to support me, Taurus, is by buying the Karezza Cards, which I made. I made them. They are available in the Game Crafter. I'll leave a link below, but if you'd like to research, you can go to the gamecrafter.com, which is an American site, and can research Karezza Cards, and you can research my name, Agatha Ramshimoish. And this is not an oracle deck, this is not a tarot deck. I'll read from behind and to tell you what this is. These are 40 cards to help you build a long-lasting and loving relationship with your partner. Learn and practice the Karezza method. Just pick one or more cards and follow the instructions. And that's it. Do it every day, and soon you will see and experience positive results, which is a more harmonious and caring union. So basically, this explains the Karezza method. I'm going to show you a few cards, the ones that I can see, that I can show. And if you have like a loving relationship with your spouse and there's nothing wrong with it, you can still buy my deck. This is a card explaining what is the Karezza method. You can still buy my deck and give it to a family member or to a friend who's maybe have difficulties in their marriage. And, this can help save a marriage, So that's the intention that I did these cards, to keep people together longer and happy with each other, and just to avoid divorce by experience the Karezza method. Anyway, so if you like to support me, you could buy this deck in the Game Crafter, and I'll leave a link below. Now let's go to your reading, Taurus. I'm going to use for the general reading the Chrysalis Tarot, and for the advice or the Oracle card, I'm going to use the Mystical Wisdom card deck, and I'm going to start with the Oracle. Okay, what is the advice for you from the angels, Taurus, for May 2017? So pick A or B. A or B. Okay, A or B. What is the advice for you, Taurus, for May 2017? A or B. Okay, A or B. If you picked A, the card that came out was Children. It's beautiful, like a tiger. Children, know that your children are protected. So maybe the advice is that you're worrying too much about your kids. You don't have to worry so much because your kids are being protected. So don't worry about your kids that much. It's A. If you picked B, the card that came out was, it's the same thing. It's Dolphin, don't worry, be happy. It's the same thing. You're worrying too much, Taurus, in May 2017. If you picked B, don't worry, be happy. That's the advice from the angels. Now, let's go to your, oops, oh, interesting. This card flipped out. Let's go to the general reading, Taurus, May 2017. I'm going to use the Celtic cross, which is a 10-card reading, Celtic cross, 10-card reading. So how will the month of May will be for you, Taurus? May 2017, how will the month of May 2017 will be for you, Taurus? Taurus moon, sun, moon, rising. Even if you have like a stellium, you can see this video. Okay, Taurus, May 2017. Let's one. Ooh, Gaia. 2, 3. Oh, interesting. 4, 5, 6, 7. Interesting. 8, 9, 10. Interesting that how many cards? 1, 2, 3 cards that came out for Aries came out for you. So how many Major Arcana card? No, 3, no, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that came out for Aries came out for you, Taurus. So if you are so inclined, you can see the Aries reading for May 2017. How many Major Arcana cards? 1, 2, 2 Major Arcana cards. So it will not be like a month for you, Taurus, if you're seeing this video, of major developments. Now, the significator or the major theme for the month in the card that flipped out, by the way, also came out in the Aries May reading. I'm sorry. The card that came out for you as the significator or the general theme for May 2017 Taurus was the Empress, Gaia. So it might be a month for some, like of prosperity, of abundance, of even creativity. If you like, I'm sorry, if you have some sort of artistic abilities, maybe you're creating something, painting, photographing, writing, whatever. Or it could be a month where you are even taking care of plants. That also qualifies as creating something, you know, helping something grow. It could be a month where you are completely and fully devoted to the role as a mother, or you know, you are involved in your role of motherhood, you know, of mother, of father, if you happen to be a man and you're seeing this this video. So it's I would say it's good. It's good. Maybe you like devoting yourself more to kids. Maybe you like making games with them and playing games with them, and like making stuff up, inventing new games to play with your kids. Now, in the position of that which is yet not seen, you have the Dreamer or the Knight of Mirrors. Again, tells me the same thing. You feel very creative, or you're beginning to feel very creative in May 2017, but you don't know the full amount of your creativity, how it will explode, how it will leap like the tiger here. It's like an explosion of creativity that you can use with your kids, with your children. And I'm thinking young children, you know, just for fun. Like you're daydreaming, if it's not kids, like you're daydreaming about a story you want to write. You're thinking about that story you want to write, or you are manifesting. You're daydreaming about what you want to manifest into your life. You want to manifest some sort of abundance, some sort of prosperity. You're like daydreaming about what I'm going to do when I have my private jet, my flying carpet. Do it as if you already have, or as if you do it in the past. When I got my private jet, I flew to Greece and blah blah blah. You know, not I will have, but I have it, or I already got it. Now, in the position of the root of the matter, you have the Watcher, the Queen of Mirrors. The Queen of Mirrors might represent someone in her late 30s. It came out as a woman. It could be a man. Late 30s or after the age of 40. I'm thinking because it's an old woman. You can see. I would say this is after the age of 40. And if you're feeling very creative, maybe it's not because it could be you are a mother. You are maybe a young mother in your 30s or before turning 40, and your kids are relatively young, and you're like enjoying yourself with your children, and you making up games and you playing around with them. It could be that, but I'm thinking something different. I'm thinking that you might be a grandmother. You might be a grandmother, and you might have something in water, in the water element. So you might be a Taurus, but you might have like the moon or a stellium in a water sign, like, or the rising sign like Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And it's like you're feeling old. You maybe be a grandmother, and you're kind of feeling better. You're kind of feeling rejuvenated because you're playing around with your kids, with your grandkids, because you're maybe you don't have the vitality to run after them, but you know you understand you understand that these moments of playing with your grandchildren are precious and they are fleeting, and you somehow find the energy to play with your grandkids. You are wise enough to understand that this time when they are young will pass very quickly, and you're happy to play with them. I would say this. I don't know, I'm thinking grandmother. That's what I'm thinking. If it's not that, if you're not a grandmother, I would say that you're being very creative this month, and you are wise enough to see what will work creatively and what will not work. So maybe you're thinking of all sorts of things. I can write this book and do this, this, and this. But at the same time, you are wise enough to see what will work creatively and what will not work. So this is not the first book that you write, Taurus. This is not the first painting that you do. This is not the first illustration that you do. This is not the first series of photographs that you do. So you have talent and you have you are competent at your job. You are wise. You know what you're doing. So you will work on the stuff. Whatever you will be working on, it will be very good. That's what I'm thinking. Because you've achieved a level of very good expertise, and you are wise enough to know what will work and what will not work. Even if it doesn't make any money, it might make some money, but you know that regardless of it making money or not making money, you know if it's good or if it's not good. Okay, it's like to you it's more important that it's good. Whatever you're creating, Taurus, to you the most important thing is that it's good and it feeds your soul. Now, the past influencing the present, you have Merlin, the hero. This is another old guy, because in traditional decks, this is a major arcana card, just like Gaia. In traditional decks, this is the Fool. And the Fool usually, when it depicts a person, it's a very young person, naive person, kind of dumb. Someone who takes the chances, doesn't know if things are going to work out or not. Someone who has faith. But in this deck, in the Chrysalis deck, Merlin, the hero or the Fool, it's an old guy. It's an old guy. So this guy, again, has the wisdom, but at the same time, he also has the faith. So you've started something in the past, in the most recent past, maybe 2-3 months ago, and it's something new, maybe something that you haven't tried before, but you know it will work because you are wise, you are talented, and you have the wisdom to take the leap of faith and try something new, but you know it will work because you're not dumb, because you're not stupid, because you're not naive. So that naivete, this is bad English, I'm sorry, doesn't exist within you. The only thing that exists within you, and I'm thinking you're older, is that you have this childlike way of behaving, but at the same time you have wisdom. The wisdom of, I'm sorry to tell you this, the old age, the wisdom of going through life and have living a lot, and you've learned a lot, but you have not lost that childlike type of thing. Because many people, when they are old before they are old. But some people, when they grow old, they still have that childlike quality of faith, of trusting the universe. And you have that. So whatever you started, you are continuing, and you are absolutely sure that it will work. And I'm thinking creatively. If if it's not to do with that, if you are a grandmother and or grandfather and you're playing around with your kids, you're happy. You're happy. It's like it's maybe, I'm not saying that you got your grandkids, that they are living with you. Maybe some of you, yes, it could be that, but I'm thinking it's more like you're like the babysitter and you've been playing the role of babysitter longer for the last, I'm sorry, maybe last 2 to 3 months you've been playing that role, playing, because maybe your kids need help in that department and you're available and you're happy to do it, I would say. Now, what is in your mind? It's interesting that I said grandkids. You got the Two of Spirals, which is the Two of Wands in traditional decks. The Two of Spirals, you can see this is the, how do you say, little bird, and he's like picking between two nests because he or she is going to be like a mama or a daddy. So it's nesting, it's preparing for the kids that will arrive. What's in your mind? Maybe the kids haven't arrived yet. Maybe the grandkids haven't arrived yet. Maybe you're a mother and the kids are about to, in June, they are staying with you, or they are about to have their vacation, and you are already preparing for that. You're already preparing for all the games that you're going to play, all the activities that you're going to do with your kids. If it's grandkids, it's the same thing. So it's like choosing between choosing what type of food you can give them. The little bird has like a worm on its beak. Choosing between all fun activities you're going to have with your grandkids, preparing the house to receive your grandkids. If you are doing some sort of creative work, it's preparing. It's still preparing. I'm still thinking that you're like you're still in the midst of preparing this whatever creative work you're doing. You're still choosing. You're still selecting something that you need to select. I don't know what exactly. Maybe if let's say you're painting and you've thought of this series, a series, for instance, of portraits. So you're selecting the pictures, you're selecting the materials, you're doing it like a pre-selection. First, you're still planning it out, but you already know more or less what it's going to be about, and you already know it's going to be a very good thing, full of quality, very full of your talent, displaying your full talent. Now, in the position of the near future, you have the Six of Spirals, which is the Six of Wands in traditional decks. This is the victory card. You will be feeling very proud of yourself. If you are a creative person and you're working on a creative project, or if Taurus in May 2017, you are like applying the law of attraction in it and trying to attract to you abundance and prosperity, you will feel very, very proud of yourself, because I would say that you will be able to get some results. If you are working on a creative project, you'll feel very proud of yourself and very happy, very kind of full of yourself, because it's going the way that you want it to go. And you can already see it, how good it's going to be. For others, this could be some sort of public recognition for something that you've already did. That kind of gives you even more incentive to keep on working in whatever that it is that you're working. If you are a mother or a grandmother or a father or grandfather preparing to be with your kids or grandkids, it's the same thing. You're very proud of your children. You're very proud. Oh, look at my kids. They're so nice and smart and all of that. And you're very proud of your grandchildren also. Now, in the position, the next card symbolizes you and how you see yourself. You have the Nine of Spirals and a lot of fire. A lot of fire, Taurus, in May 2017. Even though you're an earth sign, you have a lot of fire. So it's the Nine of Spirals on the Nine of Wands in traditional decks. It's like you feel you have to protect something. you have to protect part of yourself, or you feel that you have to fight a lot of burdens. There's like a lot of, this is I think this is represents a god Helios, like I think it's the god of wind, and he's throwing a lot of wind. So it's, I'm thinking to the in the ocean. I'm thinking you have like, you have to deal with a lot of obstacles, and you have to kind of make an effort to keep yourself almost like standing. You have to deal with a lot of things to make things go the way you want them to go. So like you're protecting yourself, you're defending yourself. This is interesting. It's like a lot of hurdles that you have to overcome. A lot of hurdles, a lot of obstacles. I don't know why I'm thinking this. So you have to deal with this, deal with that, but at the same time there's like this feeling of anticipation and joy. So this doesn't prevent you from experiencing good things in May 2017, Taurus. Now, the next card symbolizes the others, or how others see you, and you have the Pilgrim, or the Page of Scrolls. The Page of Scrolls is called the Page of Swords in traditional decks. And this guy, I'm sorry, or this gal, I don't know if it's a man or a woman or a young man. It's more like a young woman, and she's like traveling, you know. And the Page of Swords, or in this case, Scrolls, symbolizes young children, young people. So again, it's like another confirmation that someone young, it might belong to your family, might be going on a trip to go and see you. Now, I don't know if they are going to live with you. I'm thinking this is more like a matter of a vacation time, you know, something that might start in May, but it's more like a preparation. So maybe you are preparing things to receive this young person, this young man or young woman. I'm thinking young because it's a page. It could be even a teenager, but I'm thinking it's younger. And they are going to stay with you during vacation, or during part of the vacation, or maybe you're going to take care of this child, babysitting in May 2017 because the parents need help, for instance, and maybe you are available. It's like a kid that travels to go and see you. It could be that, or to go and stay with you. Because there's so many baggage, do you see? I'm thinking vacation, but it could actually be, you know, it could actually be to live with you. I thought another thing, it could be adopting. You might be adopting someone. Maybe now, when you're a bit older, finally you got the papers, or all the documentation, you got the approval, and you are adopting a young person, a young boy or a young girl, someone even from another country. If you are creating something, you know, if you are a creative person, if you have any type of artistic abilities, this tells me again this is something new which you are creating, and you still you are still planning it out. Maybe you're still researching, and others see you as someone who is researching something in order to start, you know, creating this new series of portraits or landscapes, or this new book, or whatever it is that you're creating. But you're still in the researching phases, I would say. Or you're getting a message from someone. Someone sends you a message. Maybe it's, again, if you're a mother or grandmother, father or grandfather, it's the kid who sends you a message, or you are in contact with that child or teenager, or If it's something connected with creativity, you're getting messages connected with that, or you're getting a message about some sort of prize and reward that you got. Now, in the next card talks about hopes, dreams, and fears, and advice. You have the 10 of spirals. You got the 9 of spirals, and then you got the 10 of spirals, which is the 10 of wands in traditional decks. The advice would be, don't work too hard, because you're not a young woman or a young man. You're not young. I'm not thinking that you're young. You feel young, but you're not. I'm sorry. A lot of people who who discover my channel, it's older women. Not some are older, not exactly, but I like the majority of those who see my channel are, after the age of 40 or something like that, like 30s to 50s, something like that. So 10 of spirals as an advice is like, you're doing too much. Don't do too much, because you're not young anymore and you're taking too much on. Maybe you're taking a lot of responsibilities of taking care of this child, because your children of this grandkid, because your children are not, they can't, maybe for some reason, maybe they have to work in another place, maybe they just got an offer to go work in another city, and it's like almost the end of the school year, and they maybe your kid, your child, your daughter or son reached out to you and said, can you have our little Johnny for 2 months, because we cannot take cannot take him with us, or not even in another, it could be another place, but it's just like maybe your daughter or son got a job in another town, again, like I said, but all the schedules don't fit, and you're like the only person who's available to help. But that will mean that you'll have lots and lots of work, lots and lots of responsibilities. So the fear, I can read this as the fear. The fear is that you will not be able to deal with all of these responsibilities. The advice would be, don't stress yourself too much, don't take on too much. But at the same time, I'm feeling that you're happy. It's weird that you don't see how much of a stress this could be. Now, again, if you're creative, if you are creating something, you can see this centaur, and there's several roots. I'm thinking you're researching too much. You want to do too much. You might want to do all at once. You want to maybe you want to start already working. There's too much. If you're working on a project, don't take on too much. Do it slowly. That would be the advice. Because let's say there's too many routes, there's too many options, and you want to explore all of these options, and that would be very, very lots and lots of work. So just do things slowly, okay, slowly. And then in the outcome, you have the healer, or the page of mirrors, or the page of another page, interesting, or the page of cups in traditional decks. So this kid could be a girl. It could be from a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And at the same time, this kid could have something in air, like Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. So I don't know, maybe he or she has a Libra moon and Pisces sun, something like that. And I would say that this child also acts or behaves as a healer to you. If you are taking care of this kid, if you adopted this kid, if it's your own kids that finally have a vacation, and they are spending that vacation with you, or more intensely with you, spending time with them or if it's your grandkids that you have to take care of them, or you have to take care of your grandchild, spending time with this kid will help you heal. I don't know. I'm thinking more spiritually. It's like spending time with this will help you heal yourself. And for others, it could be that this kid needs some sort of special attention, and you are helping healing this kid. Maybe the sort of attention that this kid never had, because maybe the parents don't have the time, and you are exposing this child, maybe your grandkid, to things that he or she, I'm thinking she, never saw before. Like, you know, maybe you live in a farm or something like that, and this child for the first time sees life on the farm with animals, and sees bees, and just sees flowers and vegetables and all the animals. And maybe this is a city child, and this is the first time that they see something like experience life that is not in the city. And this is also helps be healing to him or her. This is a very sensitive child, maybe emotionally sensitive. So all of this is going to be good for their spirit and their soul and their emotions. I'm thinking autistic. Why am I thinking that? I don't know why. If you are creating something, if you are a creative soul, Taurus, this is something new. Again, it's the same thing. It's something new. It's something that you've never tried before. And it's something, this work of art that you, or book, or photographic series, or whatever it is that you are creating, it's healing for your soul. It's something that will help you heal your soul and your emotions, or something, or help you express your inner child. So it's something that will behave as a healing tool for yourself. Or it's something that might help others heal when they see it, when they experience. Kind of like when I did the Karezza Cards, I did this to help heal relationships. So it could be something like that. Maybe you're creating something to help others heal. So, and at the same time you're expressing the truthfulness of your soul. I would say this is a very good reading, Taurus, for May 2017. I think this is wonderful reading. And that's it. This is the reading that I have for you. If you like a private consultation, please send me an email to dunyazade@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to work with you. Bye bye.